Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and today we're going to be watching a video guide here that's going to help us understand some of the important features within our new evolutionary sim. As we get into this video, we're going to be focusing on two things. Number one is understanding how to access different fossil information within the actual map page. And then the second is going to be how to organize fossils within the tree of life. Now, hopefully, in the previous task, you did some exploring, and some of these things either sound familiar or you might be thinking to yourself, okay, maybe I know how to do this, or maybe I've seen that before. And as we get into these two things, when the video is over, make sure you come back and really ask yourself, do I understand how to access the different fossil information, and do I understand how to organize fossils within the tree of life? If you put your X in yellow or red, come see me. Let's definitely go over those two big ideas before moving on. Otherwise, let's go ahead and take a look at these two ideas within the evolution history sim. So, a few things about the sim that hopefully look familiar. The first one is on the left side, you have your different modes or kind of like our different missions in the previous simulator. And we're currently in the free explore section. At the very bottom here, you have your zoom button that helps you zoom in on different aspects. You can drag and click the map around to see different features. We have obviously these orange icons, and they tell us what fossil dig sites we have around the world. So each one of these represents a fossil dig site or a place in the world where we found a unique fossil. As we move our map around, we can see many different kinds. And our map here can be accessed on the right-hand side within our little pop-up window here, along with having a tree version, which hopefully some of us were able to find at some point as well. So let's go ahead and go back to the map version. These are the two main pages you'll work within our simulator is the map and the tree version. Similar to our last sim where you had the run and the analyze buttons up here, this is going to be kind of where we access a lot of our information in our different pages here. Okay, so within the map section, let's say you click on this section of the world map and you found this very unique organism here. There's two things you can do. You can add it to your collection, which is just essentially fossils that we can look at later, and we can study it. When you look at the study page, you'll notice there are three tabs at the very top. We can zoom in here, hopefully, to get the map or the information a little bit bigger for us. But in the exhibit section, you'll get information about what it is that scientists found. In the appearance section, you'll see either a picture of the organism or an artist's rendition of the organism and what it looked like. And then up here, you'll see the structure, okay? That structure section you can zoom in on by clicking the arrows there at the very top. And you'll see some of the different important bone structures. You'll see the size of it, so obviously how it compares to an apple. So this is like maybe 10 apples long and about an entire apple wide. And you can see obviously some of the colored information here that we can exit out of when we're done. So exit out of that. And from there, each one of these dig sites will show a very unique organism with all of that very same information anytime you hit the study, clicking through to see what some of these very unique fossils are that we were able to find. Now, with this, we're able to add these unique organisms to our collection. So here's one that we've seen before, okay? The Pakitas, Pakicetus. You can see the the pronunciation there. We looked at this organism in earlier activities along with its bone structure, and we can add this organism to our collection. Now, why would we add that to our collection? Well, as scientists, we like to take all of these different fossilized organisms to help us understand how are organisms related to one another. Now, notice, anytime you add an organism to your collection here, you can see which one has been added on the map. In case you have a bunch, you can reset it at any point and so on. From here, we can toggle to the tree of life. And the tree of life is essentially a bunch of trees. And if you notice, think of the lines, kind of like the roots connecting all of these unique organisms to one another, all by their similarities. And you can navigate through all of these different pages simply by clicking on either here, the tree of life sections, or by clicking on the arrows here. And what you can see is as you move through here, you can find a bunch of different organisms here that are related to one another and are connected in the tree of life. What makes this very cool is you can also take the organisms that we found in our fossilized sections and you can drag them and drop them into different places to see which organisms they're most related to. Okay. From there, you can collect different organisms from the map and you can add them to your fossil collection to see how they're related within the tree of life. So that's how we access the map in the tree section. That's how we access the fossil information and how we add organisms to our tree of life. So go back to the survey at this point. Go ahead and put your X where you believe you fall. If you have questions, reach out. Otherwise, good luck with the rest of the lesson.